Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Rachel and you're watching 𝐊𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐚 TV live from Sydney. This is the Stocks in Action show. We'll be looking at a few recent updates from the ASX listed companies along with a quick glance at developments across equity and commodity markets. Let us first look at stocks under the spotlight today. Shares of ASX listed fintech Dough are currently trading in the green after they announced the launch of its native Android app in the Google Play Store, expanding its distribution. According to a recent share report from Statista, Android now accounts for 45.99% of the mobile OS market in the US, and iOS accounting for 53.66%. Dough's CEO Andy Taylor says the firm is now in a position to probably target the mass market and also utilize its channels to increase potential acquisitions. He also says they've made some significant enhancements to the app for the architecture, interface, and also the overall usability to increase customer engagement. Moving on now, shares in surface chemistry firm Antiotex are up over 4%. That's after they announced they have signed a distribution agreement with Biomed Global and its subsidiaries for the distribution of the 𝐬𝐺ENI reader platform and SARS-CoV-2 antigen rapid diagnostic test. Biomed was founded over 20 years ago. They provide innovative technologies in the clinical diagnostics and life science research sector. Biomed will be responsible for executing the necessary registration to the local medical device authorities to enable sales of the 𝐬𝐺ENI reader and tests. 𝐬𝐺ENI is a point-of-care fluorescence assay reader designed to interpret test results for different diseases. Next up, shares of global mining group Perenti are trading up. That's after the company reported that its joint venture AMEX has been awarded a new $470 million 5-year contract with AngloGold Ashanti's Iduapriem gold mine. That's located in the western part of Ghana. AMEX is a joint venture between Perenti's surface mining business in Africa called African Mining Services and a leading Ghanaian mining services company. The contract will work as a 60-40 joint venture agreement. This contract will start immediately. New projects with robust financial and commercial disciplines is a key strategic initiative for the company in its 2025 group strategy. Perenti has provided surface mining services at the Iduapriem gold mine since 2012, establishing a successful partnership with AngloGold Ashanti. Moving on now, Wisr, the leading platform owner, are seeing their shares rise after the company announced its 20th consecutive quarter of growth, originating at $123 million of new loans in the fourth quarter in financial year 2021. The new loan volume represents a 193% increase compared to the fourth quarter of financial year 2020 in the previous corresponding period and a 27% increase from the third quarter of financial year 2021. Wisr warehouse loan book balance has grown 342% from the previous corresponding period to $379 million. Wisr is now scaling towards its medium-term target of a wholly owned $1 billion loan book. Since the launch of its secured vehicle product, it has continued to deliver ahead of expectations. Wisr says they still have a massive runway of growth ahead in that category. Next news to be discussed in this session covers IntelliHR, the HR software provider. The share price was trading over 6% after it reported continued global growth acceleration. It highlighted a record fourth quarter exceeding $1 million in new contracting business for the first time. It is a 236% increase year on year. New contracts include $737,469 of new annual recurring revenue and $271,380 in professional services. Fourth quarter invoice generation also set a record at $1.246 million. That's a 165% increase year on year. The contracted subscription revenue has grown by 178% year on year. Financial year 2021 growth is backed by strong and reliable leads and sales. In the fourth quarter, 𝐸HR added a record number of 41 customers. The company has also increased investment in building global sales and support capabilities in New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Canada and the US. In return, the company has obtained global contracts contributing 56% of annual recurring revenue added during financial year 2021. Now it's time for a short break, but stay tuned. I'll be back with more updates on the Australian share market.
Hi, this is Andy Liu broadcasting from 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 Media Studio in Australia, and I'll be hosting the new 𝐊𝐿𝐼𝐴 Wellness Show. The half-hour show will cover topics from how wellness as a concept has become even more significant during COVID, to how becoming vegan may improve your health and much more. We are excited to showcase our live streaming show to our audience of millions overseas and in Australia. Tune in to 𝐊𝐿𝐼𝐴 TV and join me.
Welcome back. This is Rachel, your host, live from 𝐊𝐼𝐴 Studio, and you're watching the Stocks in Action show. Let us quickly glimpse through developments across the equity and commodity markets. Let us start with the ASX 200 performance. The S&P ASX 200 eased lower on Monday, dropping 80.8 points or 1.1% to 7,267.3. Altium shares are down at 10.55%. And Evolution Mining shares are down at 6.5%. 10 of 11 sectors are lower today so far with the S&P ASX 200 index. Healthcare is the best performing sector, while materials is currently trading low. On that note, let us quickly glance through some global developments and its effect on the global market movements. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones lost 299.17 points or 0.86%. The S&P 500 dropped 0.75% and the Nasdaq fell 0.8%. The 30-year Treasury bond yields was up 0.45%, while the 10-year bond yields increased 0.25%. US dollar futures index surged 0.09% on Monday. Moving on to commodities, the price of gold fell from 1-month high after the US dollar strengthened. Gold futures settled 0.92% lower. Spot gold price fell 0.8%. Nickel rose 1.6%. Aluminium fell 1.3% and lead fell 0.5%. Zinc advanced 1.2%. Tin rose 1.9% and the spot price for iron ore landed in China retreated $1.20 or 0.5%. Adding to that, the Brazilian miner Vale recently announced that it has temporarily stopped production from its Timbopiba mine, an Algerian mine. That's after getting warnings related to tailing dam risks. Australian iron ore shipments for June have also been disappointing, and that further pushed iron ore prices higher. Lastly, on global development, crude oil prices inched lower on Monday. That says OPEC Plus has agreed to increase the oil supply from August after the UAE and Saudi Arabia reached a compromise. September delivery crude oil futures traded 0.68% down, whereas September delivery WTI crude oil futures traded 1.37% down. The oil prices reached a 2.5-year high as the global economy recovers from the pandemic. The group will increase supply by 2 million barrels per day or 0.4 million barrels per day per month from August to December 2021. The cartel aims to fully phase out production cuts by September 2022. With a revival of the 2015 US-Iran deal, Iran is also estimated to add 1.5 million barrels per day to the global supply. That's all for now. Stay tuned to 𝐊𝐼𝐴 TV for more live market updates and interviews. We'll be back with more news on the markets, economy, diverse themes and sectors. I'm Rachel, signing off for now.